This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping the foot on the whoop, Lord Deeks. We keeping the foot on the whoop, Lord Deeks. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, and like the Siberian Tiger that I am, I'm applying whoop, immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat versus spice. Let me reveal to you guys the real intention behind Space Jam or Lespace Jam 2. You guys are missing a lot. LeBron James has done a high level of neuro-linguistic programming. He's done a high level of la corpus, la callosum, la medulla oblongata, and basically the la cerebellum of infiltrating your subconscious la mind. Let me explain. When they introduce LeBron James, they always introduce him as a 4-time champion, 4 NBA Finals. Let me explain why that is prevalent in the subconscious mind for the LeBron tards. These brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads. When you say somebody's a 4-time champion and he's a 4-time titleist, what you're doing is you're trying to denigrate the other. Let me explain. Michael Jordan didn't have 4 titles by the time Space Jam came around. Oh, y'all catching it now. Woo, that's for the real G's. The super real G's and the ultimate real G's out here in these basketball streets. The reason why they're saying this is to give LeBron James some false, nonsense of erroneous way of having some level of superiority. Jordan did a 3-peat at the time. That's why they introduced LeBron James as a 4-time NBA champion with 4 NBA Finals. See, when you do that to someone's subconscious mind without not peeling the layers of the onion to know what's really going on behind the NBA career, you're going to think that's a superior feat. That's the voodoo they've put in your fucking mind. But He Knows Everything is a Sun Tzu, aka Art of Water reincarnation. 48 Laws of Power, the new edition. So you can't fool a He Knows Everything because he operates as a seer mode fashion. He sees everything. He's Nostradamus. He's basically what we would say a 3-dimensional thinker. So you cannot get things over his eyes. There's no wolves over these eyes here. That's the first thing that they're doing. Because they want to show that MJ is erroneously, and I'm going to say it contextually, erroneously inferior. When in actuality, that's not the case. Because when we peel the layers of the onion, they don't tell you that LeBron James, having 4 NBA titles and 4 Finals MVP, he was 4 for 10. A 40% NBA Finals averager and performer. Lost 6 times, as many times as Jordan has won in NBA Finals. Mind you, Jordan 6 for 6. Never let that thing go to 7. 6 Finals MVPs. Absolution and resolution. 100% NBA Finals averager and performer. Basically a 60 percentile differential. They don't tell you all of that because they're not peeling the layers of the onion. They just want you to know the basic on surface of the on surface nonsense of he has 4 NBA titles and 4 Finals MVPs to Michael Jordan's 3. But when you peel the layers of the onion, because that's what we're gonna do this whole fucking video, MJ had a 3-peat. Magic didn't have no fucking 3-peat. Bird didn't have no fucking 3-peat. Isaiah didn't have no fucking 3-peat in that modern day era. Michael Jordan was already considered a GOAT at that fucking time for creating that feat and dominating his opponents the way he has because nobody could see him on the basketball court. Jordan was retired at that time, so there was no way for him to get a 4th title. But he was undefeated in the NBA Finals. They don't tell you that. So that's the first thing that's been debunked. The second thing, LeBron James was so basically insecure and miserable as you know what in his life. He made the production be done by Maverick Carter and his people. If you notice, Jordan ain't got nothing to hide. When you are the real NBA GOAT, when you have real NBA GOAT denotion, you don't need to have your own people fabricate and manufacture bullshit and fuck shit. You can have outside sources do that. Michael Jordan had outside sources at the time do it. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the fashion. That's really what the fuck happened. Outside sources denoted it. Outside sources revealed it. When Space Jam came out, at the time that it came out, not when Jordan did it, because those two have already revealed itself. Here's the third misnomer or love misnomer about LeBron James, and He Knows Everything is going to decode it on this Space Jam. The Bulls was 72 and fucking 10. Woo! NBA record at the fucking time. LeFraud James at that fucking time was what? A guy who got done the fuck up and first rounded by Devin fucking Booker. Whoosh! It's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, This is why it's a disservice to Michael Jeffrey Jordan to have him be put in the same bracket with the LeFraud James. Kobe Bean Bryant should have been the one to do Space Jam #2 because he's the only one deserving of the comparisons. But I get Kobe Bryant's mind. If you the black goat, if you the black cat, I'm the caramel cat. So I don't defer to no damn body. So Kobe wasn't going to do Space Jam because it's Kobe's way of saying, I don't need to do this. LeFraud James, on the other hand, copying the powder toss. Kobe never copied that shit. Copying basically number 23. Kobe never had that. Kobe did 24. Just to prove that he's one greater. The level of audacity and unmitigated balls on KB24, dog. That's why I respect that dude, dog. But LeFraud James even mimicked the way that he tried to talk to his teammates to basically be that vocal leader that Michael Jordan was. Always watching, be like Mike. If I could be like Mike, be like Mike, like Mike. If I could be like Mike, gone fucking wrong. Basically telling you, I'll fly. Away. Watching all of Michael Jeffrey Jordan's shit. Oh, I went back and watched. I watched The Last Dance. He's been watching MJ forever. I'm chasing this ghost from Chicago. But you supposedly supposed to be the greatest of all time. If you're the greatest of all time and not the greatest of all trolls, why are you chasing the ghost from Chicago? Because the only reason to chase him is because he has to be something that's worth chasing. And what is that? He would have had to already have been the GOAT. Woo! What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. So hear me, motherfucking well. If you're chasing the ghost in Chicago, why are you chasing the ghost in Chicago? You're chasing the ghost in Chicago because the ghost in Chicago had to have something that was already identifiable. That had to have something that was already verifiable. That had to have something that was already certifiable. And what was that? That he is the GOAT. That he is the greatest of all fucking time. Why fucking chase him in the first place if he is not that? Whoosh! That right there. Stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush the LeBron tards. Higgity fucking hush all these LBJ Riders media. LBJ Brigade, LBJ Apologists, and LBJ Stance. And the secret loving LeBron tard and IE Ticket fucking TV. We know you love LeBron. We know you love gargling the freaking LeBalls. And we know you being La Rear fucking ended. We know this to be fucking true. Because he knows everything has birdies that says you stalk LeFraud James on fucking Instagram. You be in his DM. I'm sure he don't want you in the fucking DM. Only to La Rear end your rabbit ass. When it's all said and done, what people have to see here in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat true television is the decoded messages behind Space Jam. This is why it's called New Legacy. Is the other one. He's calling it New Legacy because he wants to ingratiate himself falsely as a shining beacon, as a shining identity, when really he's a false fucking idol of a GOAT. He knows everything. Told you he's a GOAT, all right. It's called the greatest of all fucking trolls. There's nothing about LeFraud James that tells you that he is greatness personification. Because what did we tell you about greatness personification? Greatness personification can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. I have HBO Max. But LeFraud James, because I'm an AT&T customer. So it's connected with my AT&T Unlimited. But LeFraud James is not going to get me to watch that bullshit and fuck shit. It's always in my face. But he knows everything has the ultimate discipline. To not sit there and succumb to the nonsense. I don't care how much it gets in my face. I was watching Justice League. I'll watch and support any fucking thing because I understand how TV works. I understand how viewership works. If I'm watching something else, it takes away from something else. Woo, woo, woo. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. So hear me, motherfucking well. If I'm watching something else, it takes viewership away from the other thing that everybody else is supposedly watching. But LaFraud James said hi haters to he knows everything. That shit was so funny. Because we know damn well he knows everything was castrating you. Removing your fucking testicles. Emasculating you. So because of this, you had to say hi haters. I had a $32 million opening. Of course you're going to have $32 million. That's 81% of the LaFraud James that thumbed it up, that watched your bullshit and fucking fuck shit. But men lie, women lie, critics don't. Let me say it again. Men lie, women lie, critics don't. And the critics said you are 38% on rotten fucking tomatoes. So your new legacy is a sham. Your new legacy, which is supposedly a shining beacon, a shining identity, is really revealed as a false idol. When it's all said and done, Space Jam 2, the new legacy, is what the fuck it is. It's a shit show. It's a bullshit and a fuck shit. Just like the movie, it's fraudulent and fluky. Just like the movie, it's a basically least path of resistance. Just like the movie, it's a infinite Sukuyumi, a virtual reality. It's a Ready Player One movie because its job is to psych out your corpus callosum, psych out your neurolinguistic programming, psych out basically your cerebellum, so that you can be lost in the fucking sauce of this nonsense. When it's all said and done, what LaFraud James revealed is not only he's a Lefail rendition of a Leduplicator, it also reveals that he wants to be Michael Jordan so bad to the point that he is a Lefail rendition of a Leduplicator. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Niggas. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Niggas. P.S. Leave it to He Knows Everything to always reveal to you guys the true intentions behind everything. This is He Knows Everything. Go check it out.